Okay, welcome to my third episode of Jacob Tells Bible Stories the way he sees it. And it's my first Zoom experiment, so I'm recording it. Hopefully, it's all recording as a true experiment is. I don't know if it's working and what will be the result, but you don't learn if you don't try. So I would like to leave my own values in action. Before I tell you the third about my third story of the Bible, just maybe why am I at all approaching this? As some of you who know me would guess or know, I'm not religious at all, and I don't take. Oh, hello, hello, hello. We have guests. So that's how it works. I see your face. So I'm not religious at all. My attitude to the Bible is not as a religious text, um, but it's two perspectives. A, it's full of interesting stories, and the ones I choose especially, they show that the Bible is not sterile, it's not sanitized. There's a lot of perspectives on people, and the other perspective is, although I don't take it as history, I do see it as something that can teach us on the ways of people at that time, and especially the story I'm going to tell you today. So I'm going to tell you about Abraham, who we got to know in the previous episode as the guy who practically prostituted his wife in order not to get in trouble with the Pharaoh king. So time passed. Abraham is doing really well, and he is, cheers, and he is getting more and more herds, and he's doing well. He and God really have excellent relationship. Everything is perfect. Well, nearly everything is perfect. What's missing? A heir, a child, a son, specifically. And that's not my view. Sons counted, especially first sons, counted much, much more than daughters at the time. So all is good, except that his wife, Sarah, wouldn't give him a child. And there is evidence that he was indeed trying. So what does she do? Because she sees that he's unhappy. She takes her maid from Egypt that's been with her 10 years. She's called Hagar. Hagar. And she gives her maid to Abram to be like a surrogate wife, to give him a child, preferably a son, hopefully a son, as they see it, instead of her, because she cannot bear a child. So this is really interesting insight into the traditions of the time, because the maid was her property. She was like extension of her. So Abraham does not object to this deal, and goes and spends a good time with the maid Hagar, and Hagar very soon gets pregnant. So far, so good. But the Bible tells us that after Hagar got pregnant, she started taking lightly, that would be the best translation I can make on the spot, taking lightly her mistress, Sarah. So Sarah felt that Hagar was not respecting her as much as she did before, and she threw a fit, and she came to Abraham and said, "Your new woman doesn't respect me as she should." And Abraham said, "Listen, listen, listen, keep me out of it. She's your maid. Do with her what you want." Now, at this stage, Hagar is quite pregnant. Again, as you can guess, I'm not too impressed with Abraham as a strong character here. So Sarah is really torturing Hagar. She's very jealous because Hagar can get pregnant and she's not. She really tortures her. Hagar cannot take it anymore. and escapes to the desert. And she's just alone, pregnant in the desert. And then an angel of God talks to her, says, listen, Hagar, don't worry. Go back, deliver your child to Abraham, and listen to me. And he will become a big, mighty person and father of many, many nations. And he will be also quite a wild one. He will be fighting with everyone, if everybody will be fighting with him. So that's what he said. So Hagar listened to God's voice, went back, and the son's name was Yishmael. Yishma is to listen to someone. El is like Elohim, which is God. So because she listened to God, the son's name was Ishmael. So he was born, and he's the first son of Abraham. And as tradition goes, the Arab, some of the Arab tradition goes at least, he was the father of the Arab nations. And about 13 years later, Isaac was born, who was continuing the Hebrew lineage, which is why Arabs and Jews, at least sometimes, call each other cousins, because Ismail is considered the father of the Arab nation, and Isaac, who came later, as one of the fathers of the Hebrew nations. And as good cousins, Jews and Arabs surely fight a lot, as well, as you know. This completes episode 3 of Jacob's Bible Stories. Thank you for watching. Any questions?
Unfortunately not, just enjoyed. Thanks a million, Jacob.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.